Good morning, it's Edna Keep here, and welcome to Mindset Monday. Today we're going to talk about why your thoughts are so important and how to become a thought disciplinarian. So I know that over the last, I can't remember the exact number, but let's say the last 5 to 7 years, there has been more studies on the brain and how the brain works than ever in history. And we've probably, most of us have heard of the book Think and Grow Rich. I know I read it many years ago, many times, and there was some confusion in that book, I do have to say. I understood that my thoughts were powerful, but I didn't understand really how to take control of that. And I'm learning more and more every day on how to do that. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. So I just want to say good morning to the people that are hopping on here. Good morning, Jackie, Harry, Earl, and Donna. Nice to see you. Good morning, Audrey, TJ, Terry. Awesome. Okay, so we know that a belief is just a thought that we keep on thinking, right? So in order to change your beliefs, and a lot of our beliefs are limiting, so in order to change our beliefs, we have to change our thoughts, and we have to change our thoughts consistently. Good morning, Steve, Janelle, Lawrence, Charmaine, Amanda. Awesome. Good group we got going here. A lot of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed people this morning. That's awesome. So like I said, every thought you think leads to your beliefs. So if you want to believe that you're a powerful person, just think it consistently. And then you're going to start getting opportunities that come to you that will prove that to you. So that is something that you need to do. And I think we talked once before about how the neurons fire in our brain. And if it's hard for you to believe, it's because those neurons are far apart, because it's not something we've spent time thinking about before. So if you can't believe that you can be perpetually thin, if you can't believe that you can be wealthy, if you can't believe that you can be at the top of your career, then you can't. But the more you start thinking about it, the more you start thinking about it, those neurons actually get closer. So that's the science behind the thought. So as you're thinking about whatever you want to do and be and become and have, those neurons get stronger. So when I talk about being a thought disciplinarian, what I mean by that is take control of your thoughts. And there's so many of our thoughts that just happen automatically. We just don't even realize it. You get presented an opportunity and you just go, oh, that's beyond me. And you don't even stop to think about how that could happen. And then some people are just the opposite. They get a thought and they think, oh, I can do that. I can do everything. So really stop and think about the thoughts that are happening in your brain. And it takes a discipline to do that. On a day-to-day basis, it takes a discipline to do that. So one of the things that I'm going to suggest that you do each day is take some time for yourself. I call it my power hour in the morning. As soon as I get up, I grab a coffee and I sit on my iPad. I put my earbuds in and I listen to a couple manifestation audios. And then I just put on like a meditation music that helps me concentrate and think. And as I'm listening to that, and of course, I change this up all the time. I do different stuff all the time, but I try to be consistent with my time in the hour. Practice gratitude. That's a big one. And practice not just like the gratitude, I'm having a good day. I'm grateful for my family. Really feel it. Really feel what you're grateful for. And if you can sit with that feeling, you're increasing your vibration with the universe. So as the more that you can do that, the more success you'll have, the more opportunities that'll come your way. Good morning, Rob. Welcome. And so that's where the thought disciplinarian part comes in. So every day, take that time to yourself and write out the things that you want to accomplish. Write out the things that you want to think about, a belief that you want to have about yourself. Tell yourself each day how great you are. Think of something that's great. It might be just, I have great hair, whatever is great about you. Concentrate on that instead of picking apart your flaws. One of the ladies I was listening to the other day was talking about building up your own self-confidence, and how a lot of times we don't even realize how we tear ourselves down. And she says, for example, if you got in a car and you started driving and your best friend was with you and she started telling you, oh, you're an idiot, you should have turned left there. Oh gosh, you can't even get that right. Look, you're going to get a speeding ticket. And can't you do anything right? You don't even know where you're going. And God, what'd you do to your hair today? You look like crap. Would you keep that friend around? No. But how often do we do that to ourselves? How often do we beat ourselves up? Say we look crappy, say we feel crappy, that we can't accomplish what we want to accomplish, other people can do that, but I can't. So really take control of those thoughts and start writing down the thoughts you want to think on a consistent basis. Write them down, say them out loud, and again, the big thing is consistency. If you can do that every single day, for 30 days, you'll be in much better shape. If you can do it every single day for a year, your life will absolutely change. Know that. Now, this is where the discipline comes in. Maybe you can't spend an hour like I do, because you've got to get out the door and get to work, and you need your sleep and that sort of thing. And you can't get to bed by 10 and whatever your excuse is. So you can't do an hour, do 5 minutes. And then increase it to 10. The more you can concentrate on thinking about what you want in your life, the more it'll come. So like I share with my 90 Day to 5K students too, the vision makes a big difference. If you have a hard time describing your vision to yourself or to me, the universe doesn't know what to send you. So the clearer you can be on your vision, the clearer the universe can be about sending you the opportunities that you need to hit that vision. So get really clear on your vision, spend the time, and I just noticed that my phone's a little low on charge this morning. So if I happen to fall off before I'm done talking, you'll know you'll know what happened. So take the time, discipline yourself, set up a schedule, and do it. Do it every day. And the longer you can do it, and there's been times when I've set up habits and I get doing them really good for, a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then life gets in the way. One morning I sleep in and I don't get up on time, and I gotta run around and rush and get my kids out the door. And by then my appointments are starting and I don't have time to do my power hour. So, I just go back to it the next day. So if you forget your disciplines, just go back to it the next day and try to make it a habit. If you can make that a habit, believe me, because I was always the hardest person to just sit still and do stuff like that. If you can make that power hour a habit so that you don't even think about it, you wander around, grab your coffee and go sit on the couch with your iPad and you're not even really sure why you're doing it, and then you realize, hey, this is my power hour. Now I know what to do. That's a habit. So reach for that, shoot for that habit that you do that every single day. And like I said, if it starts out that's it once a week, it's better than nothing. If it starts out it's once a month, it's better than nothing. I'm just going to say good morning here. I got a few more people joining us. Good morning, Guadam and Robert. And who else we got? Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Audrey. Audrey says, thoughts lead to actions, and actions lead to habits, and habits lead to change, and change leads to your destiny. And that's absolutely true. That's how it works. So once we learn how to control our thoughts, and it's not as big a job as you think. We're meant to do that. So it comes. You need to practice it, but it does come. So as you are more disciplined with your thoughts, those thoughts will lead you to actions, because the opportunities that get put in front of you, whether it's a class to take or a book to read or a course to belong to or a group to belong to, different stuff like that, those kind of opportunities will start to come to you. And if money's an issue for you, just go to the free stuff. There's a ton of free stuff out there. And as you get more and more disciplined, you'll get more and more opportunities, guaranteed. So watch for that, and and then give me some comments. Let me know next week how it worked for you. Oh, good morning, Maloa. Alexander Burnett, how's the weather? You know what? It's really nice. I was actually outside this morning. I'd drive my girl to school, so it's beautiful here. Not sunshiny, but a really gorgeous day. Harry says, good morning. I'm having a great day. I've set my goals for the day. I'm out and about achieving them one at a time. I'm reaping what I'm planting. Happy, happy, happy. Awesome. So glad for you, Harry. I love to hear those stories. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Susie. Hey, Susie, I think you guys are coming to my event in March. I was chit-chatting with Terry last night. That's awesome. Good morning, Ange. Good morning, Connie, my cousin. Good morning, Megan. And good morning, Carm. So does anyone have any questions? Do they have any challenges with controlling? Do you have any challenges with controlling your thoughts? Do you have any challenges with thoughts popping into your mind that you don't want to be there, and how you get over those? Do you have any challenges with any of that I can help you with? Just gonna see what time it is. It's only 10 after 10, so we got lots of time here, everyone. Corny says, as a man thinks, so is he. Good morning. Good morning, Corny. I think you're saying as a man thinketh, so he becomes, or something. Yeah. Whatever you think about, you become. Now, I still remember one of the first times I sat through a class like that. Tony Robbins. It was one of Tony Robbins' classes, and someone said, oh my God, or a guy says, oh my God, I'm going to become a woman. Because he says all he thought about was women. So I thought that was pretty funny. I said, no, won't quite work like that. You'll get a woman, but you won't become one. Chandel says, what do you think about the obstacles that pop up and try to stop you in your tracks? You know, Chandel, that's a really good question. And what I would tell you there is watch for consistent patterns that show up in your life for those obstacles, and realize that if you're doing something that doesn't make you happy, doesn't give you joy, you're actually blocking some of the stuff that should be coming your way. So think about that too. If we can be more joyful during the day and just enjoy ourselves and smile, no matter what. I get chuckles out of our dogs every day, and just different silly stuff that they do, and just find something to focus on that makes you more happy. Makes you more joyful, and you'll find that you'll have those block times fewer and fewer. Does that make sense? Rob says, one thought we're focusing on these days, he who is slow to anger, is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who captures a city. Absolutely. We need to learn to control ourselves before we can control anything else that happens in our lives. We need to control how we react. We need to control how we act. And number one, we need to control how we think. So take that to heart and really work it this week. What would be your key advice about money mindset? You know what? I love that question, Amanda, because that's kind of my specialty, is working with people with money mindset issues. And the reason I got so good at that is because I used to have a real issue with it, And you know what? I still have money issues. I'm not perfect. Just the money issues are different nowadays. They're different. They're bigger. Sometimes they seem more challenging to overcome. But when you're earning $1,200 a month, which I was at one time, and you have a $2,000 credit card debt, that's huge, because it's like, how do you ever save $1,200 out of your month, or anything out of your month, to pay off that $2,000 credit bill? And it was a challenge for me. It was really tough. And instead of sitting back and saying, I just have to learn to live within my means because that's what my family used to tell me. I started telling myself, I need to learn how to make more money. That's what I wanted to do. I did not want to learn how to live within my means. Did not want that. I wanted to learn how to become wealthy. So I started studying it. So if you're challenged with money mindset, what I would say is start to study it. Start reading about how people overcame their mindset issues with that, and just know that every level you're at, whether you're making $1,200 a month or whether you're making, $100,000 a month, you still might, your money challenges will still come back. It's funny how that works, but I notice stuff like stuff that my students are going through are things that I need to learn. Isn't that amazing? Like things that I need to learn. This is an example. Recently, I NSF'd a check. And, the only reason is I just wasn't watching my bank accounts closely. The tenant hadn't deposited their rent. I'd done a transfer out because I needed some money to spend before, not even thinking about it. And I wrote a check, or I had my girl, because I do have somebody working for me, that wrote a check and then I bounced it. So what I did to overcome that is I now gave her access to the bank accounts, and I go, okay, so I'm obviously not doing a good job at this. I think I've NSF more checks in the last 6 months than ever. And it's just because I want out of that part of my life, and I'm getting opportunities to get out of that part of my life, right? I don't want to be writing checks every day. I don't want to be thinking about it. I've got better things to do. My time's more well spent. So I sent her all my passwords. She is now going to watch the bank accounts before she writes any checks. And if there's any loads, she just gets hold of me and says, Edna, I need this put out before I release this check. Ta-da, problem fixed. So like I said, and you know what? I never used to NSF checks, ever. So you have, again, different challenges that come up in your life for reasons. Now, the reason for me, I know right now, because it's something I've been working on for over a year, is get all that accounting stuff off my desk. This is the first time I've ever gave somebody access to my bank account. So first of all, I'll tell you how much I trust her. And I just know she'll do a better job at it than me. And I'll save myself, I don't know, maybe $160 in NSF fees. Is more than worth it to have her take it over. So key advice for money mindset, it again is a thought you keep on thinking. So if you want to be wealthy, you want your bills paid every month, you want to make a nice lump sum every month on top of your salary, whatever it happens to be, you think about it consistently. Ask the universe. And I learned, this is something I learned just recently, and I don't remember to do it every day, but when I do, it works. Universe, can I please have a financial miracle today? Ask yourself that. And you'd be amazed the stuff that's going to start happening to you. You'll get tax refunds or credit card refunds. It'll be amazing. So just watch for that. Corny says, if you're working with a team, what's the best way to rope everyone into taking time to do this as a team? I'm tired of everyone running in circles. Well, one thing I found there, Corny, is it's hard to make other people do things that we're not doing consistently. So if you're trying to rope your team in to help you be more consistent, that might work. What would be maybe a good thing to do if everybody can't get together is to do a quick conference call. And so say your team, you want to get your team working on something, do a quick conference call. And you can set up a free conference call line and get a free number that everybody can call into, and you can record it. So you could set up a free conference call line and do a power 15 minutes, do a positive focus. This is our positive focus. Tell me, what happened yesterday that went really, really well? Everybody. Write it down and then we'll share it. So take 2 minutes, write it down. What's the best thing that happened to you yesterday? Okay, now everybody share that. And so that's a good way to get your positive focus started. And then, okay, what's the next thing we need to focus on? Corny, maybe you want to put some music on and say, everyone, I want you to write down 3 times something that you want to, your big goal. Write your big goal down 3 times. And then maybe that's it. Maybe you don't get too much at a time. And then as they make that a habit, writing that 3 things down, and then just remind people to watch their thoughts for the day. It could be as quick as that. Could be a 5-minute accountability group. How cool would that be? You know, I think you'd probably have to keep that to 6 people or less. But you know what? What if all of you had an accountability group you could get together with for 5 or 10 minutes every day, or 5 or 10 minutes every Monday? You know, to talk about what went well for you last week, what you're working on this week, and if you need any accountability. Hope that makes sense. Good thing. You're welcome, Chandel. Terry says, I have 3 of 5 goals achieved today. The way it's going, I should accomplish much more. Well, hey, that's awesome. 3 out of 5, and it's not even 10:30. That's perfect. Okay. Good morning, Shirley. Rob says, one thing we need to do in terms of mindset is shed wrong ways of thinking we've picked up from our family heritage. You know what? That is a really, really good point. I'm doing some studying right now with a group called Mind Valley, and they're very big into studying the mind. And he says, you know, he had a lot of limiting beliefs because of what his family taught him. I think a lot of us do. Now, is our family wrong for doing that? No. That's just all they knew. So if that's what they know, that's what they're going to teach. And one thing that he brought up that I thought was really, really powerful. Somebody in his audience said, well, I believe such and such about religion. I can't remember what it was. How can I make sure my children believe the same as I do? And his answer was, you don't. You let them make up their own mind. If you force them into believing what you believe, you're taking control of their mind. You know, so let them, but give them education on why you like what you like, and then let them choose. That's where that stuff comes down to from our family. Money doesn't grow on trees. I got to work hard for a living. All of that comes from our family dynamics. You go home and you think about that. You think about, did my dad work hard? Did my mom work hard? And if they did, and then you've got a belief that you need to work hard. Maybe you don't work as hard, and maybe you feel like that's why you're not successful. But just know that that's where it comes from. So a lot of our family dynamics are the people we hang around with. A lot of times churches in the past, and I know there's something in the Bible like this, although I'm not real up on the Bible, so I might say it wrong, but a rich man has about as much chance getting into heaven as getting through eye of a needle or something like that. And like I said, it could be saying it wrong, but you know what? That's so not true. That's so not true. You watch TV shows and it points out the shallowness of wealthy people. It points out the greediness of wealthy people. It points out the virtue of being poor. You know, think about why we've been brainwashed into thinking that all these years. I know a ton of wealthy people. They do more for the economy and more for the people around them than anyone I know. It's absolutely amazing. So that's a mindset too. If you become first of all, if you think that all wealthy people are like that, chances are you're not going to want to be wealthy. So change that thought. Start to follow wealthy people who have done a lot of good in the world. And you know what? If they've done something wrong, you look around and tell me how many poor people have never done something wrong. So instead of focusing on the 1 or 2 things they do wrong, focus on the 90 or 95% of stuff they do right. Because you know what? We all do stuff wrong sometimes. So don't focus on that. If you focus on that, that's all you'll find. I tell people in my life, you know what? I'm not perfect. I'll never be perfect. And if you want to like me, you'll find ways and reasons to like me. And if you want to hate me, you'll find reasons and ways to hate me. So think about that. And you know what? We're all different. We can appreciate that about each other. Oh, Amanda, you're welcome. I'm glad you like my advice. Audrey said, we had a dream night function last night, and one of the speakers said that we need to raise our standard of living to live a better life and then help others do the same. You know what? I absolutely agree, Audrey. That's part of our job, is as we're going through our journeys of personal learning and knowing and finding out stuff like this, we can help people through the same things. Like my mastermind group, I'm trying to get them to be more consistent with their videos. And a lot of them, I don't know what to say, and I don't want the focus to be on me and stuff like that. I said, take the focus off you. Make it about the people that are listening to you. Make it about something you learned this weekend that you could go home and share with a loved one. And instead of just going home and sharing it with that one loved one, do a video and share with the world or whoever's watching you, and help them out too, because that's how we make the world better, right? Gautam says, got one more joint venture partner who'll invest 70,000 with me. Woohoo! Celebration time. That's awesome. Good for you, Gautam. You know what? That's always a big deal. We got an opportunity this weekend too, and I phoned up an investor person who had indicated interest with us but hadn't done anything yet, and now all of a sudden we're open to a whole new group of people. So it's so important to be working on that every day too. Chandel says, love it, Edna, you rock. We have a team meeting this morning and we'll do that. Okay, perfect. Good morning, Jill. And Rob says, thanks for your help with mindset. Great news. We officially have the Medicine Hat deal on contract. Woohoo! That's a biggie, Rob. Tell us more about your contract if you don't mind sharing it. I'm so excited for you guys. I was actually talking about you this weekend to good friends of ours because I'm so excited on your behalf. I was actually bragging about you. So if you don't mind sharing, or if you don't mind me sharing, just let me know. Good morning, Yaduka. How are you? Okay, good. Well, is there any other questions or comments on here? I'll see what time it is. It's 10:28, so my half an hour is almost up. So I hope you got good value out of that. And I will let you know that the doors for our three-day event that's coming up at the end of March are now open. So watch your email. The tickets are free, except I do need everyone to put a $99 deposit down. You'll get that money back when you get to the door. The reason is I have to pay a lot of things up front. I need commitments, not just, I'm going to show up. I need commitments of people who are going to show up, so I make sure my room's big enough and all that kind of stuff. So if that interests you, watch your email, get it paid for. And somebody asked me if we'll have a chance to upgrade to VIP in the future. Absolutely. You don't have to make that decision today. But, share this with your friends. It's going to be, it's real estate weekend, but it's a wrapped around mindset. So anybody who has a challenge with mindset or wants to learn more about mindset, there is just about one whole day on mindset. And then our theme all weekend is mindset. So Rob says, for sure, so 15% vendor take back and a great return to pass on to the investors. It's a 3-bay strip mall in Medicine Hat. So again, congratulations, Rob. Rob says he'd love to send people the executive summary. So email him at robparkman@live.ca, and it is a good investment opportunity, people. So if you're interested, reach out to Rob. It's a great deal, and Medicine Hat's a great little city. And Chandel did put the link on here for the annual Profit in the Prairies 3-day event. So like I said, get your ticket, share it with people you know, and it'll absolutely be worth your while. So I look forward to talking to you guys next Monday. I'm loving the mindset stuff. It actually puts me in a great frame of mind to even just share it with you. I feel so energized when I'm done. And for those of you who are real estate investors or wannabes, again, come to my coaching, free coaching Fridays, 10 a.m., same time, same place. And I'll get any of your real estate questions answered. One of the questions I had brought to my attention was, if you're working full time and you're really busy with everything else you got going on in your life, how do you take time to work on yourself to get a portfolio built? So I'm going to have answers for that question. So make sure you tune in to me. And again, thanks so much for showing up. And Rob, you're welcome for the shout out. I do think it's an absolute fabulous opportunity for anyone. And congratulations again, because that's going to change your life, isn't it? I love that. I seen that little shout out. I think you put in Joint Venture Secrets how excited it is to be working on a deal that's going to change your life. Yeah, it is. It's so exciting. And Janelle says, congratulations, Guadam and Rob, too. Terry says, I'm catching up on my homework today, so I'll get that to you. Perfect. Yeah, I think I'm still waiting for modules from you. So, okay, great. Have a really good day, everyone. And we'll see you next Monday. And for anyone in the real estate, we'll see you Friday. Bye for now.